Hi, I'm Weston Sampson with Webfoot Concrete Coatings. Our number one question that we receive from our customers is, what's the cost of this product? Today we're going to be diving into how we structure our estimates and our pricing. The first factor of our pricing is square foot cost. We look at kind of a range. We have a tiered system. Webfoot can come out and coat 200 square feet. Takes us majority of a day between setup and dry time going through that process. And then we can also coat 800 to 1,000 square feet in one day. So our tiered system kind of goes from a low end of anywhere from $5.50 a square foot all the way up to around $9 a square foot, depending on the size of your project. Now that's just a base cost. There are other variable factors that we also account for that would go into that cost per square foot. We look at different things like vertical stem walls. If you want us to coat up those vertical walls to give you a more aesthetically pleasing finished look, any kind of concrete or wood steps interiorly that we can coat up takes more time and labor to hand cut up those vertical walls and surfaces. If we're adding any kind of slip resistant additives, if we're going to be coating that apron out in front of your garage door, or any repair work like cracks or pitting, things that require more labor to V-chase open, clean out, and use our mender to repair before we even get into our coating process. So there are a lot of different options and products out there that you could use for interior or exterior. You could use just a basic concrete paint. You could use a sealer, an acrylic sealer. You could do an epoxy floor or a polyurea application. Now there's a wide variation in cost between all of those. There are do-it-yourself kits you can go down to your local store and get, or paint shop, but they kind of range from anywhere starting at around $250 and work their way up. And depending on what type of product you use is going to determine the type of longevity you're going to get out of a product. So paints and acrylic sealers, different things like that, don't have a long lifespan. They kind of can get hard and brittle over time. They don't get great adhesion to the concrete. So if you start going up in quality and price, looking at epoxy, you're going to get better adhesion. It's going to stay flexible for a longer period of time, but it also requires a lot of prep work, and a lot of times customers don't have the right equipment to do that. So at the top end, there's polyurea. Polyurea has lots of benefits that go above and beyond what other products out there have. You're talking 10 times more flexible than a typical epoxy floor, 4 times stronger. We get more of a chemical bond to the concrete, but there are some cons to it. You need specialized equipment for the application. The product's more expensive. That's where Webfoot comes in. We have the equipment and the tools to be able to apply your polyurea floor. This also makes it a little bit more expensive than epoxy floors, but you get a 3 times longer warranty than you would with a professionally done epoxy floor. When I'm out in the field conducting an estimate, there's quite a few different factors that go into looking at a concrete slab. We take into account how hard or cured the slab is. We have a hardness test that determines what kind of diamond tooling we use with our 650-pound grinding equipment. We also look at the moisture content. Now, polyurea, unlike other products, has a molecule or an outlier that searches for water. So it creates a chemical linked bond to the concrete. Because of that, we need to monitor what the moisture content is initially before application. We also look at condition of the concrete, if there are any settling cracks, pitting or spalling. All these things kind of factor into how we structure our pricing per project. Lastly, for our pricing, we look at any specialty items. We can do specialty colors. We can add glitter. We can do neon colors. We can inlay logos if you wanted, sports teams, business logos. We can do colored borders or outlines within your flooring. We also have a Slip-resistant additives. Some customers like their floor to be a little more slip-resistant. Lastly, we can give you a more seamless looking floor. Most concrete slabs have some kind of expansion joint. Some customers don't like to see those expansion joints after the floor is coated, so we have products to be able to fill those in and coat over them. Looking at all those things, they could also affect the pricing of your project. I hope all this information today was very helpful for you and your understanding of how Webfoot prices our concrete coatings. If you have any more questions, please feel free to reach out to Webfoot Concrete Coatings. We'd be happy to answer them for you.